Welcome. I'm your host, Jesse Swear, nationally recognized inclusive fitness trainer, Silver Sneaker Flex instructor. Find out more about me, visit my website, www.jesseswear.com, and utilize science to master your fitness. Today I got Silver Sneakers yoga, and I'm going to be working on balance. It's not going to be balance 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, where I work more on the airplane position. It's going to be the warrior position, so this is going to be warrior 1. And we want balance, but before we get balance, we also have joint stability, right? So we need flexibility, we need strength. Get that balance, and then the next step is to get greater mobility, and that's having great flexibility, great balance, and great strength, and you get better mobility. So we want to be able to hold these positions, mainly going to be in that frontal plane, just because we're going to be in the warrior position, so we're not going to be having our hands in the front at all for the sagittal type plane, so it's going to be more frontal plane. And we're going to start like this. There you go. I'm going to slide my left foot, emptying it out. 90% of the weight is on the right. And I'm going to lift up. Right? If you need a chair, you need a banister, that's okay. And I'm going to externally rotate, right? Working that glute med as I externally rotate. I did this in one of the balance classes before, and I'm going to drop down. I'm going to look down at my feet. Again, I'm in frontal plane. Toe, that right foot is still pressing forward, and now my left foot is pressing out. Both arms are going to go out here just like this. And this is the position I'm going to hold. Right? So it's a slight bend. This leg is basically straight. And you want to hold this position. Arms out. Not too bad right here. It is when we start moving, right? Moving our body weight to the left or to the right, or we sink where this warrior gets more difficult. We're just going to hold this position. There you go. And you're just going to breathe. Nice inhale. And exhale. Again, this is warrior 1, balance 1, and we're just going to hold these positions. Just like this. Not too bad. Breathe, 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 because we want to probably take these warriors and go a little more in depth with it if it's sinking, or if it's pushing one way or another, or even angling that in diagonal. How you feeling? Nice inhale here, and nice exhale. And all I did was bring and pivot this left foot back in. Now I'm going to step, come back in. Good. Nice inhale, empty out that right side. Predominant of the weight, 90%, left leg. Right leg is slightly bent, so I'm getting about 10% lift up. Glute med, externally rotate, drop down. Again, look, heel, nice heel, press out. This leg is going to be slightly bent. 5, 10 degrees, probably not even that much, but 5. And then we're going to have this right leg pushing. And we're going to hold. There you go. Nice little bounce, not too bad, right? Again, we're not changing too much here. Standing upright. Hold that position. Arms are going to take more of the brunt here. And not the hips so much. And then we're not really getting into the hip extenders either at this point because we're still in that upright position. So activating more of some glutes, quads. Hold that position. Nice inhale here. Bring that right foot back. Good. And I'm going to step back in. There you go. Now let's try to advance this balance of this warrior position. So nice inhale. Exhale. Empty out. Nice inhale again. Exhale. Drop out. Arms go out. This time I'm going to shift my weight. So now as you can see, this knee gets a little more flexion, right? There you go. So I'm flexing it. Now a lot of times we want to flex it by kicking it out, activating the rectus femoris, but this time I'm going to just flex it by flexing it this way. This leg is still kind of straight, and I'm holding. Now the weight has shifted. Right? Instead of being predominantly on both legs, it is now right here on that quad, right? You're going to hear the vastus medialis inside, vastus lateralis. They call that the sweeper. On the outside, you're going to really activate those. Holding this position. Looking great, looking good. How's it feeling? And hold. Again, pushing that knee into that window. We're not sinking yet. We're just holding. Good breathing, good breathing, good breathing. Awesome. Nice inhale. Good. Nice big deep inhalation here. And then exhale. Bring it back. Right? So I shifted a little bit, so I want to come back to that center. Good. Nice inhale. Exhale, empty out. Lift on up. Inhale, exhale. Externally rotate, drop it down. Good. Back to the same position. Hold. Now I'm going to again shift my weight to my right. Hold that warrior. Not hip extenders. Now I got hip flexors. I'm flexing, pushing that knee. Good. Hold. I'll feel that right knee. That's for sure. And we want to be able to bend the knee. We want to have this type of bend in the knee. Some people will say, no, we shouldn't, but no, we should. It's an athletic movement, and those knees should be able to go in front of those toes. We did it when we were young. Should do it when we get older as well. Hold, hold, hold. Again, I'm not bending down like this yet in those positions. I'm just pushing my knee, right knee, into that wall, holding these arms. Again, the hardest part is holding the arms. Hold, hold, hold. Good. This is your warrior, as your warrior one in terms of balance. Two different ways, right? Nice and tall. And then we went into a little more modification, getting that knee involved just a little bit more. And then nice inhale. Bring it back, step back, and you should be in the center. Now, it's up to you how you want to repeat these. We can repeat them where we go singles or we can do doubles. But again, it's empty out, big step, nice and tall. Good. Hold this position. So now I'm in the first one, that warrior one, I guess you can call it, where I'm nice and upright. But now I want to be able to shift. So I'm going to shift and hold, right? Shift back, hold, shift again, and hold. And this is how you work on some greater strength and greater mobility, because we're holding in different positions, right? Our angles are changing. So as we change angles, then we work on greater strength in those positions, which incorporates greater mobility and flexibility. So then you get flexibility, you get strength, and then ultimately, what do we get? We get better mobility, and if we have better mobility, then we're going to have better balance. Here we go. Holding, pulling back, good. Arms are going, legs are going. Nice inhale here. Exhale, step, nice inhale, lift, exhale, upright. Good. This will be the last time through. We'll shift. Turn your head if you want. Shift back. Shift again. Shift back. Shift again and hold. Job. Nice inhale here.